Today's topic is going to be self-introduction. Today I'll be getting the opportunity to introduce myself to my speech class. So now, as a middle-aged man, age 35, I'm going to be setting out to prove myself that I'm a person that strives for better and a person that never gives up. By the way, my name is Vong, and if I forgot to mention that earlier, I've been I currently reside in North St. Paul, Minnesota. I decided that I need to advance my career while I'm still young, still in my mid 30s. Back in 2012, I graduated from Herzing University with my degree in dental assisting diploma. Um, been assisting for about 6 years. Most of those years were spent managing, which most would say one of the busiest clinics in the Minnesota metro area. Now, I was very comfortable with where I was at in life. It wasn't until I got married and had a child for me to realize that what needed to be done in order for us to be comfortable. During the time that I realized that, my wife and I almost sat down immediately and talked about it. We both decided that it was probably best for us to both go back to school so that we can advance our positions in our work fields. So not only that, but we have better resources for our children in the future. So, as I stated earlier, I'm in my mid 30s, setting out to prove that I'm better than where I'm at, and that I won't give up in the process of doing so. My family and I never had much growing up. We just had enough to get by. We came from a family of 7 children. We had to share almost everything. For that reason, in my early teens, I started looking for money making opportunities. At the age of 14, I landed a job at a small neighborhood business called Thomas and Dale Block Club. There we would go around the neighbor, raking leaves in the fall, shoveling snow in the winter, and put up flyers in the spring and in the summer. So uh, since then, I've kept a stable job, uh, and that's just to make sure that my family is well taken care of. Now that I'm married, I have a child. I want to be able to provide them with all the necessary things that we need in life. We concentrate on just the needs and not the wants at this time. So I want them to be able to have things that I didn't growing up. Uh, the most inspirational person to me in my life is my daughter, uh, but she doesn't even know it yet. She's such a quick learner. She's joyful, always wears a smile for those reasons. She inspires me to be a better person, not just for her, but for myself as well. Uh, she does mean everything to me. Um, Working hard was always a skill set that I required and I picked up when I was younger. After just 1 year graduating my dental assisting program, I applied for a management position at the dental clinic, which I recently and still employed with. While managing, I assisted about 50% of the time. Uh, I managed, 100% of the time, and 50% of the time was in clinical. That opportunity opened up plenty of ways for me to advance my skill. However, after getting married, my wife and I decided that it'd be best for me to step down and just um, pursue more schooling uh, in order for me to acquire my bachelor's degree in dental hygiene. I will be looking forward to completing that step in my life so that maybe I can still pursue a master's degree in advanced dental therapy. I'm currently employed. I've held several jobs in the past that has led me to be where I'm at in my career. At the age of 14, I got my first job, like earlier, small business in the neighborhood. Chores consisted of raking leaves, shoveling snow, and putting up flyers. I also managed a dental clinic just not long after getting my diploma in dental assisting. Um, there, I kept the clinic running efficiently. I managed over 40 employees with a mixture of dental assistants, dental hygiene, dentists, just making sure that their schedules, satisfies all their needs. Many years into that role, decisions had to be made about, where I want to be in my future. The decision wasn't very hard. since going back to school had all the plus signs on its side. So right now I'm employed part-time and a full-time student. Now, being a full-time student, maintaining a 3.8 GPA throughout the program, that was one of my goals. That required that I had to put in a lot of work to get my assignments finished on time, attending class every day and getting the most out of every session, complete school projects, working with classmates outside of school, commuting to and from school, which took approximately 40 miles round trip. But all those things that I was willing to do and continue to do, which including what I'm about to talk about now. I'm also a dedicated father. So by that I mean, being able to provide food, clothes, and shelter for my family, having to wake up in the middle of the night just to make sure that my daughter is all right, having to change her diapers and giving her bottles. So, I mean, it's necessary for me to take care of my daughter throughout the night. If I don't change her diaper, she could develop a diaper rash. If she doesn't get her bottle throughout the night, she could go hungry and get dehydrated. Caring for her throughout the night has changed my sleeping schedule. You know, I was kept up all night due to those events. I was no longer able to get good night's rest. Still had to perform at my max potential in other areas of my life, even though I was drained. Being sleep deprived, has kept me from retaining important information that had to do with school, school information. Now, now that I've sort of overcome being sleep deprived, I can focus a little bit more on the areas that keeps me striving. I can channel my energy towards something. Towards becoming a more traditional Hmong man for my family. The Hmong tradition requires that if you're either the oldest son or the youngest son, the parents have to stay with one of them. So this can be a very heavy burden on oneself. I am the oldest son, so I'm expected to carry a heavy burden from the beginning. A requirement for men in my culture is to go to the slaughterhouse and prepare an animal for blessing ceremonies that we do practice. We invite well over 60 guests to our ceremonies, and we are required to feed all of them. So, you literally have to prepare over 4 different dishes, all the meanwhile having enough food to feed all our guests. You make your rounds to take the trash out and other items, and making sure that other items are stocked around when everyone's around. Hmong parents are expected to live with either the oldest son or the youngest son, being able to balance the daily things needed with providing for multiple people in the household. Those are some of the challenges. Maintaining a functional family while others may judge. The elders in my culture tend to compare their family success with other families. So I try my best to make sure that my parents are proud of me and what I've become, so that they can mention me as well. So working hard, continued, striving, and never giving up is what I'm going to use as fuel for my willpower. Willpower is going to be what makes the major difference, I believe. With having this knowledge and all these opportunities, I'll use them to keep my family proud. So, although there are parts of my life where I feel that I failed at, I try my hardest every day not to let it affect what I used to be, but what I can become. I have hopes that my success will be enough to make my close family members proud, as long as I don't give up. I'm proud of myself for taking a leap and continuing my education to set a better example for my life and for my children. Trying to make all that happen when I'm in my mid-30s may not be possible anymore because I may be in my late 30s, but still in my 30s. But there is no better time than now to chase what you feel is needed in order for you and your family to succeed. So that's all I have.